Tick, and hey everybody, welcome to the Talkies.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Four filmmakers talking about movies. I'm Kenny.
I'm D.
I'm Taylor.
And I'm Maddie.
Ooh, D, you're right on top of that.
I
Bam,
was.
you were ready. You're like,
I was
I'm
ready.
going to be second.
Fuck.
No one.
Yeah.
No one. Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Feckin' yeah.
Okay.
Feckin', that's right.
Yeah.
We watched a movie.
Did we?
Can you prove it?
That was pretty awesome. Nice.
The Banshees of.
That's the one.
Banshees
Of Minas Tirith
The
is what I want to say.
The Banshees of
The Banshees of
Inisherin.
Osgiliath.
Yes.
Banshees of Rohan.
That'd be an interesting movie.
I would see it.
Banshees of Alderaan.
Inisherin.
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 One of those.
Inisherin.
Ed Sheeran.
The SH
All right.
sound.
Yeah, because the SH sound. anyway, that's the one we watched.
That is.
It's a hot movie right now.
Super hot.
Because
Oscar
it was
contender.
got nominated for Oscars.
Which
What
ones
are-
did it get nominated for?
Very
Best
buzzworthy.
Best Picture. Okay.
Colin Farrell got nominated for Best Actor.
Wait, Best
Okay.
Picture?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
And I believe Best Cinematography.
It's gorgeous movie.
Absolutely
It is.
gorgeous.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Keep your opinions to yourself. We don't
Please
do
stop
that here.
talking.
Until after hot takes.
I'm so
we
sorry.
do not do opinions here.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, hot takes.
Hey.
Go ahead, D.
Oh, okay. This was a gorgeous movie.
Good hot take.
Second time I watched it. It's good. I like it.
Sick.
That's my
Maddie,
hot
what's
take.
your hot take?
That's a hot take right there.
Same. This was kind of like an Irish folk How to Be Bros movie.
Really?
How to
Yeah.
be bros or
But
how
also
not
mental
to be bros?
illness.
Yeah.
Kind of
Also
underneath
mental illness.
everything.
Yeah. This
That's my
was-
hot take.
Mental illness.
What about you, Tay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I loved it. And it left me sad.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
You felt something.
Yeah.
I feel
That's
like
huge.
yeah,
huge.
I feel
That's
like it's
huge.
that's almost it's like saying that's an Irish thing. It's
Yeah.
it's Irish to be sad a little bit. That's what this movie is. That's my new hot take. Thank you, Taylor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, my hot take?
Your hot take.
Oh, I liked it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I like this movie.
Hot take.
Prove it.
Okay. I don't know how to do that, but where to start?
You mentioned it was long.
It did feel long, but never in a bad way. I think did the score have one very short melody?
It seemed
that
like it.
I
played
was
through
gonna say,
the
I think
entire movie.
yeah.
It seemed like that.
Like
That's-
one theme repeated the entire film.
It's funny. This is my second time watching it, and the first act felt super long to me. I was just like,
It kind of dragged.
when's it gonna get to the conflict?
Yeah, so I think that kind of might have added to slowing it down a little bit.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And it does start really slow, but not in a bad way.
Yeah.
Again, at
It
all.
was weird when I first watched it. I was enamored with how slow it was. Like it wasn't even.
Yeah,
I
no,
didn't
it's kind of
feel slow.
spellbinding.
Yeah, it felt
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
His Colin Farrell, that character he plays,
Yeah.
is so interesting to me that I just liked watching him play that character
Yeah.
at the beginning.
Yeah.
So I was pretty engrossed early on, and it's just gorgeous.
It
Like,
is.
absolutely gorgeous.
And what a complex character,
Yeah,
because he is never one thing. He is likable and unlikable, and sympathetic and pathetic.
yeah,
You might
And-
say human.
right.
yes.
Flawed character.
Yeah, very, very much a flawed character with some likable traits, but in a way you just don't see very often.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
it's hard to
unfortunate.
write a character like
complex.
that serves a purpose.
See, that's why I was like kind of surprised when you said it was nominated for Best Picture, because I'm like, this hits all the right notes, but I'm like, do other movies not do that?
I bet a lot of
That's funny, I have a
people
similar
struggle with
reaction.
this movie.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah.
Probably.
I had a friend tell me not to watch it. Like,
Really?
fully was like, don't recommend.
It's a great movie. It is-
But she
see
also,
why.
maybe it's just a taste thing. Because I could totally see how some people are just like, this is so fucking boring.
Yeah,
I have no
see
interest at
that.
all.
I don't,
but I didn't find
can't-
it that way
I
at
can't
all.
go in there. I don't know who that is.
You know, about halfway through, I said this is an Irish Coen movie.
Yeah,
And that was because all the things that come to my mind are the things we said over and over again when we were doing all the Coen Brothers movies.
Oh yeah.
So when we were covering the Coen Brothers movies, we ended up quitting because our episodes got too
so
repetitive.
Oh, really?
We were saying the same things every
Yeah.
episode, which is what an amazing script. Their characters are so well written, and that the location is a character in itself.
Yes.
You know.
Yep.
So
Check.
yeah. Oh, and beautifully shot.
Yeah.
Right.
That's Coen Brother movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great dialogue, great movie, great. Anyway.
And the whole story, like the arcs on a man cutting off his fingers.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very Coen.
That's also felt very Coen
That
to
did
me.
feel
They're
Coen,
always
yeah.
Coen Brothers are always chopping off fingers and
Yes, they are.
toes.
Yes, they are.
Maddie, you look like you have something to say about the movie.
I do and I don't. I'm
tell me
thinking
what-
there's
tell
a
me
lot
what's
to
on your
think-
mind.
There's a lot. Thanks, D.
Tell me.
Appreciate it. Wow.
Just
Let's
let it out.
talk. I don't know. There's a lot to think
This
about.
is a
I'm-
safe space.
Thank you. Aw, cute. I don't know. I'm kind of walking away feeling as though I'm walking away with a ghost. You know what I mean? Like this movie is
that's
kind
how
of
I feel
like
too.
almost haunted
Yeah.
in a cool way. Like the location plays a character for sure.
Yeah.
Like the whole Irish, and it's totally true. It's kind of gloomy, but also beautiful at the same time. And it's beautiful because it's so gloomy, but also gloomy because it's so beautiful.
Yeah. How
yeah.
awesome is it that they made supernatural characters based in reality with nothing supernatural about them?
Rad.
Yeah, that was
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they were legit banshees.
It kind of
Right?
got me excited. I was like, you know what? I could see this. Like, this is a folklore thing with a monster in real life.
Yeah,
Like,
but
where else
never
can we
show
do
a
this?
monster.
But right.
They never do anything.
Nope. Just literally
But
narrates the story.
It feels so supernatural at the same time.
Tell me more about that, because I'm not sure I relate with what you're talking about.
Because
the old lady.
the old ladies would show up when they'd show up and do what they did in a way that is hard to explain without supernatural.
Gotcha.
I was
Right.
coming from the bit of dialogue where they were talking about the Banshee, where he wrote the tune or
Yeah,
whatever.
and when he mentioned that,
Yeah.
the Banshees don't scream and wail, they watch
Confirm.
us for their entertainment.
They observe.
And
yeah.
that's
Oh, wow.
and that's what they were doing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that moment when shoot, how do you say his name? Peric?
Podrick.
Pyric?
Paric.
Yeah.
Peric.
P-A-D.
Yeah, but they say it. They don't say the D.
Podrick.
Yeah, they dropped the D
Podrick.
accent.
Anyway,
Yeah, something like that.
When he's standing on the cliff and looks like, he's a step away from death.
Yeah.
And they turn the camera slightly, and you see one of the old ladies in the background.
Is that who that was?
Slightly
Was
out.
it
Oh
the
yeah.
lady? Yeah.
Slightly out of focus.
That's got to be who that was.
It was meant to make you go, oh shit, is he gonna die right now? Is he gonna jump? Yeah. And they're all and showing up there at the end and being like, hey, we found your son dead.
Right.
Which is also like an intervening angel because the cop was coming to, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
She was also at the very end when they parted ways on the beach.
Yeah.
And she was just sitting in the chair with
in
the
between
stick.
the two as they went. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was cool that she had a totally normal relationship too, kind of with Shaban.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even waved like amicably, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like
That's what I mean. She's a real human that exists amongst them that they all acknowledge as a real human, but to the audience is used in the way that you would use a supernatural presence in a movie.
You know what I
That's
also like
interesting, I
about
like
her?
that.
It just kind of made me think, like, kind of like whatever fairies or goblins or whatever, like a Rumpelstiltskin, or I don't know, but you know, like those kind of fairy stories where it's the same being and however you interact with it is kind of like how it will act as well. If that makes sense. Like if you are good to it, it'll be good to you, but if you're bad to it, it'll be bad to you, kind of thing. I almost kind of get that sense a little bit, which is kind of fun because Shaban, you know, the whole like she's coming over, like no, I don't hide from you, kind of thing, and then the waving, totally amicable. But the cop has a son that dies.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, I don't know, that's kind of fun. Little fairy. I also love the word fairy because it's got that Irish little AE thing. You know, this is like a magical haunted movie.
Yeah, it has a sense of magic to it for sure.
That's cool. That's a cool way of looking at it.
It could be totally false. I don't know. Again, chewing on
There's
a lot of
nothing
things.
false about it. You can't. It's your interpretation.
Wow.
It's an opinion.
Well, what are you thinking about, D? Take a turn at the mic.
I have like an absolutely boring take on this movie. Like I just loved it because of its technicalities and it's how the script was so straightforward and
Me
felt
too.
really clean and nice, and the characters were deep. It was one of those movies where I'm just like, oh, finally a good movie. You know, it's one of those. But yeah, I didn't really read anything more into it other than symbolism. Like that's probably something I could take away from it is that a lot of visual cues to me like really stand out, and one of them is the smoke on the other island as the Civil War was going on, and of course it always came up as soon as they were talking about the conflict again.
Yep.
You know, I really like that. I like the shot of the two birds in the beginning, how one's chasing the other one off.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
I like that.
Love that shit.
They came back to the same shot when it's just one bird, and just one bird came over. I was just like,
Ooh, that's fun. Let's
Little
talk about the
class.
Civil War a little bit. How much
Well,
do you think this was a kind of a note on that?
What year does this movie take place?
37 or 20.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
1937.
Yeah,
They showed the
37.
calendar.
yeah.
Yeah. Unless you had a calendar from the wrong year, but that's what the calendar
Bread
said.
van. They had bread vans.
They had
I guess
bread
right,
vans.
Oh,
right,
yeah, all right.
right.
Was there actually a Irish Civil War?
Oh yeah,
There have been many wars.
many.
I don't know anything.
Many a Coldplay and a U2 song about it.
Yeah, and cranberries.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Just listen to those. You'll get a good vibe.
Okay.
Lots of violence in Ireland.
Kind of feels like the whole idea of it is like, why do we fight each other? This
Well,
is
that's what I
stupid.
think. I was about to get to. I was about to say that they were using the war was kind of mirroring the relationship between the two characters.
Yeah,
Totally.
Because they're all like, we don't really understand why they're fighting. Remember when we fought someone else? And, you know, who cares what side the person I'm executing is on, right?
Yeah.
And then I thought, oh, no, that's probably looking at that backwards. They probably designed these characters
Oh,
to
yeah,
represent what was happening to Ireland,
Yeah,
at the
probably.
time.
I could see that.
right? I'm like,
Yeah.
it's duh.
I could definitely see that. Yeah.
Like, hey, they wrote a war to represent these two characters.
Dude,
I
that's
just
a
don't
great-
like you anymore. You can't just not like someone anymore.
That's
Yeah,
so
see?
good. Oh man, that
That's
makes
exactly it. And he's like, hey, I'm going to cut off my own fingers.
That's like a really
and take
cool-
away what makes me special, right? Just to spite you.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's 100% what this movie is.
I liked
that
the
a lot.
colors too. The colors were
Yeah.
really the rainbow in one of the first shots.
Yeah, that was
Rainbow.
like,
was like,
what the?
even if that
I
was,
was
visual
really
effects was
trying
awesome.
to figure out if that was real, and I think it was.
Even
I
if it
wasn't
wasn't,
sure,
I
yeah.
loved it because all the colors were all rainbow colors as well.
I'm going to
almost
say
like,
it was because it looked perfectly integrated.
Yeah.
And their fake fire looked shit.
Their fake fire did look bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
That was the one part of the movie where I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
Sci-Fi Channel.
Right.
Me too.
Yeah,
Right.
that bit wasn't good.
Was
But-
pulled out
That's
a little
funny.
bit.
Other than that, flawless.
Yeah. It's interesting to have such a beautiful location to tell such a gloomy story.
Yes.
Such a
Well, it's also a gloomy location.
and it's a gloomy location too.
It's definitely
yeah.
somber.
Right.
Nothing's new.
That's what I'm saying.
Right, right.
It's
Everything's got
Irish
moss
to
on
be
it,
sad and
you know?
gorgeous.
Sad and gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was like that
Very
in,
Irish.
in England, where you've been to Ireland.
I have.
I was in parts of England where no surface has existed for less than 500 years.
and hasn't been walked on by like a
and
thousand.
they all
people.
have moss on it and grime in the cracks, and there's ruins of something next to everything that's modern. It's just it keeps you grounded in like a decaying past.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that sense of decay, sadness, death.
Yeah.
It was really refreshing that moment between I can't remember that Mad Eye
Mad Eye. Yeah.
and Siobhan, where he's like,
Dude, that's right.
Yeah, that's how he's from. You got to
Yeah.
put
That's
the fingers
him, huh?
back on,
That's
take out an
funny.
eye.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
How
Mad
can you
Eye
not? That's
Mitty.
all I was thinking about the whole time.
That's well.
Well, if he cut
Anyway.
off his leg, maybe I would have.
That's if he stumped.
Yeah.
Yeah. It had the and the eye thing.
Yeah.
But I liked that bit between him and Siobhan where he's like, you don't ever feel like we're just waiting for this inevitable end anyway.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I don't. And he's like, yeah, you do.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I love
Yeah.
that
Because that was kind of just it felt even in the moment too like it was just inserted
Uh-huh.
in the movie, kind of just as like flavor.
I loved in the same exchange, he does his bit about how no one will remember you if you're not, if you don't do.
No,
music.
that was in the pub.
No,
where,
earlier. Not the first time he's talking to Siobhan.
Well, both.
And she says something to the effect of, "You live on a tiny island. What do you think? No one cares about you. We're all dull.
Yes.
All of us.
Yeah.
You know."
Yeah.
Oh my God, which is probably what the Banshees say anyway. You're all dull.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of fun and sad and depressing.
I like I love the dialogue. Totally love the
It
dialogue.
was super clever at times.
Yeah.
It was.
The bartender and his little parrot friend I kept repeating each other. It's just fresh, very refreshing dialogue.
Relatable.
It's like, this is a dark comedy, kind of. But it's like more sad than dark.
They called it a tragicomedy.
Yeah.
there you go.
Google.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's also not like so tragic.
It's not
either.
super right. It's
would
like
say
a
it's
lighthearted
even-
tragedy.
Yeah.
I would say it is
but
a
it's not
tragedy.
lighthearted.
I'd say it's charming. That's
It's
the word I'm
charming.
going to
It's
say.
charming.
It's Fargo.
Charming.
It's bitter.
Fargo's
Bitter.
a black comedy.
Bittersweet.
Irish
Fargo
coffee.
replaced
Yeah, it is.
the
It's
white with
Irish
the green.
It
Yeah.
is Fargo. You're
It's
right.
Fargo, but
Fargo
green.
feels more funny than this. More silly.
But
This one-
again, Fargo's all of these things turned up a bit.
Yeah. This one's far more
'cause
somber.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say, instead of a couple fingers getting cut off, someone's leg is getting put
Put in a
into a
wood
wood
chipper.
chipper.
Right.
Yeah.
totally.
Oh, I
Like
was
we were saying
thinking-
with our Coen Brothers movies, the location is a star.
Right.
Fargo is very much Fargo,
Right.
South Dakota or whatever. What fucking state is
Minnesota.
Fargo? Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
And
Midwest.
and that location permeates that whole movie the same way Ireland does.
And makes it sad and moody and
Yeah.
like depressing.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
watching people try to just live in a place that feels, I don't know, pretty
Drudgery.
yeah.
Monotonous.
Well, it's
Yeah.
like it's such a small, isolated, like village they have going on that it's almost like nothing really matters. Like even the cop, the law enforcement angle here, it's
Yeah.
like kind of like he doesn't even really matter. Like what
Right.
can he really enforce?
Right. Like no one really takes him seriously.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. But also, no one's really going to say anything. They're not going to fight him.
Right.
They're not
That's the
going to
other
do
thing.
anything
Yeah.
about him molesting his son.
Yeah.
Right.
But they aren't also going to, like, listen to him.
And like freaking the father has like he like curses with people in the confessional.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude,
That
I
was
love
so
that.
funny.
It's so great.
I love they practically got into a fight in
Yeah.
the confession booth.
Yeah. The
Tells
priest
them
is
to
coming on.
fuck
You're
off.
fucked.
And the
Right.
priest is
You're
even
fucked.
gossiping with everyone. Because, like, that's what everybody got, like, oh.
Yeah. I would hate to live in a situation
That's
like that.
kind of, I feel the same.
Yeah.
Coming away not wanting to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to live on that land,
For real.
Sure.
Though. It looks beautiful.
but
Yeah.
not that culture.
And just not be a dick.
And remember,
Yeah.
this is like remotest of remote Ireland, not Ireland proper.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
How cool was it that Penguin was in this movie, right?
Penguin?
Colin
Yeah.
Farrell.
Oh.
Have you guys seen In Bruges?
No, don't
That's-
talk about it.
That's
I want to watch it.
I'm
Shut
gonna
up.
talk about it.
Shut up.
That's I'm gonna talk about it.
'Kay.
That's this director's. I don't know how many movies he's done, but it's one of his other movies.
With
And
the
I-
same two people.
Same two leads,
Oh.
and they kind of play not necessarily similar roles, but kind of a similar dynamic.
Oh my God! You know what? My dad, actually, you've all now met him. LOL.
Oh, yeah.
Was talking about that part of the reason they made this movie was because they loved their chemistry together.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
The filmmaker
Yeah.
did.
Yeah,
which
they have
is
amazing chemistry.
very interesting because their chemistry is like anti-chemistry.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah, they
it's
can
perfect anti-chemistry. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. But that movie's a dark comedy, also
Yeah.
worth watching.
They got some
I
shit
do
to
wanna
work
watch that
through.
one.
Yeah.
I love. Okay, I'm gonna go back to dialogue because I love the dialogue.
I,
When what's her name comes over, Siobhan comes over and says it was the 18th century, bro, not the 17th.
Ugh.
I love that.
I got an extra
Yeah.
life. Yeah.
just
that-
like it, and also the part where he says where he's talking to Siobhan in his house and he talks about the thing where what did you say?
pretty much killing yourself.
Yeah.
Like inevitable.
Right,
death.
right. The inevitability. And what I saw there was two completely different perspectives on life, where Siobhan's like, no, like, you don't know me, no. And he's like, I know you, like as if he does, but he doesn't. Like in my mind, he's trying to relate with her and see that everyone else has the same problem that he does, but in reality, no one does, and he's actually just fucking despaired. Like he's just he needs to get over himself type of thing.
Yeah, he does.
And that's what I saw anyway, and I really liked that.
So would he have his own kind of tragic hero story then, do you think?
I wouldn't say tragic hero. I'd say tragic.
Just tragic. Period. There's not an enemy. There's not a hero. It's just...
Yeah. From my point of view, I think it was more about pride. You know, just and the way that males...
I was going to say, but I didn't want to be the one to say it, so I'm glad you did.
Oh, here goes Maddie again.
No,
with the gender agenda.
The way that males hold on to pride all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, like
Not me.
Sorry.
I don't.
You're totally right.
Throughout the entire thing, the arc is stop trying to do what you're doing and start doing what I want you to, right? It's just that over and over, and I think that's amazing. Like, yeah, that's precisely what a lot of men do.
Civil War is.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Totally.
No
Exactly.
compromise.
Yeah. Both sides, no compromise. Exactly.
Yeah, it almost went on a little too long.
100%.
Like, where I was just like, he's gonna do it again,
Right.
Oh my God, here he goes. He's
Which
gonna
is
go
great.
talk to him again.
Which is kind of like hitting that home almost.
Yeah,
that
it's
theme.
that neither of them will ever stop.
There
was
and
never
that's
any,
the conclusion at the end.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that
He
they
says,
won't stop.
No, this goes on, and they walk their separate ways. Again, obviously, it's the Irish conflict.
That's
No
great.
empty promises.
That's fantastic.
I'm gonna burn your house down at 2,
Like,
whether you're
okay.
in it or
That's-
not.
It's
I
so,
love
and
it.
Believe your
after
dog.
he saves him from the beating, which I thought was so great. The,
Yes,
like,
Yeah.
he's like,
Yeah.
he passed him on the face.
yeah, pats him on
Yeah.
the face, 2:00, burn your house down.
Yeah.
And then he does.
And then he does.
He does. He delivers. It's funny to me that he makes this threat in front of all these people, and no one shows up to see the show or to see if he does it.
Right.
Like no, like
Yeah, completely empty threat apparently to everyone.
yeah,
Or no one just doesn't. Everyone just doesn't care.
Well, it's kind of like you never know what is empty or not.
Yeah.
It's in some ways it's just chaos, which is also maybe kind of male. You know, kind of it just depends on the fucking mood on the fucking day and
Or it's
the
like, we
fucking
can't-
sequence of events that
You
led
can't
up
watch
to
a house
it.
burn down. It's the Lord's Day.
Yes.
And what was the guy's name who was cutting his fingers off?
Mad Eye, I can't.
Mad Eye Moody.
Mad Eye
Yeah.
Moody.
Mad Eye.
Watch 2 hours.
Colm.
Of it, but-
Mad
Colm,
Eye Moody.
yeah.
Yeah.
Call him Sonny
He-
Larry.
I think they were right when they were speculating that he was depressed. He's totally he's fucking depressed.
He's absolutely
He's
depressed.
trying
Yeah.
to like mask it.
When he's
Over
thinking about
the-
his
yeah.
legacy.
Over
yeah.
the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his talk about legacy is even bullshit.
Yeah,
You know?
totally bullshit.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's what I loved that 18th century line so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because like he's like, oh, but everyone remembers Mozart 200 years later or
Like,
whatever.
no.
But it's like, you're not Mozart.
You're-
What have you done?
You're not
Like,
Mozart. You didn't even
people
fucking
aren't gonna
remember him
remember
correctly.
your
You're
music.
also literally cutting off your fingers for
Right.
your fiddle.
Well,
Yeah,
I think that
exactly.
was to free himself of the knowledge that he's not Mozart.
Yeah,
Oh,
interesting.
interesting.
Now he can't prove or disprove.
he
I
can
don't-
shirk the
I-
blame in a way.
That's just so annoying. It's on brand for the story, but I just that makes me hate him a little bit more. You know, like
Yeah.
He
You're
was a troubled guy,
Yeah.
he was.
The same.
but so was the other guy.
I was gonna say that the same goes with Podrick, where I feel like he wants to continue this conflict. This is a very human thing that I see happening, where he wants to continue the conflict with his friend because that's the only thing that connects them together.
Oh, that is so sad.
Yeah, or it defines who they are as a person.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe. Yeah.
You know, across the sea there are people who call themselves the IRA,
Yeah.
and when there's peacetime, it's like, what does it mean now that I'm IRA? You know?
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
Same kind of thing. Yeah.
Something your dad said when
Oh, God.
before
LOL.
we watched the movie.
Uh-huh.
He said it was artsy.
Mhm.
He did. Yes.
What do you think he meant by that?
I don't know. I don't think anyone knows what they mean when they say artsy.
No, but it's funny because I would both completely disagree and agree.
Well, I don't think he's not a film person like us. So I feel like a lot of people
Right.
that, like my friend too,
Yeah.
who don't, like they hear about the movies that are coming out, including by Spielberg and the filmmaker, whatever, because it's just the best marketed movie.
So what is it? What is it
like-
when they watch this?
They go,
that-
oh, this must be an artsy movie.
right? Is it because It can't be just because marketing. I would imagine that when someone's watching the movie, they get a sense of like, well, oh, this isn't going fucking crazy, and people aren't saying like stupid shit all the time.
It's not like a Hollywood kind of cookie cutter kind of thing.
Yeah,
I
mean, a blockbuster, I guess you could say.
If you haven't seen a ton of movies, you might not have been exposed to something with this kind of pace.
That makes sense.
And this kind of writing.
So it like separates itself from the pack.
Yeah.
I think it's anything that's good and non-conventional.
There you go.
There you go.
There you
Way
go.
easier.
That's what the lay people call artsy.
And it applies
That's
here.
what the commoners.
The commoners.
It's funny because
the normies.
I was thinking about Smile the other day.
God.
And how bad that was, right?
Yeah.
But how many more people have probably seen that?
But exactly. And I was over at my brother's house, and my sister-in-law was telling me Smile was actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Sure.
Everyone I've talked to about Smile has told me that.
Of course.
So, and it's because of what you just said about how it separates itself from, from the monotony, I guess, from the thing that they've seen before.
That's it.
And Smile is different, but it's different only in one absolutely surface level way. But that's enough, I guess, for people to draw someone in.
Yeah, that's enough for the person who watches a horror movie once every other year.
Well, yeah, those kinds of horror movies anyway.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, I don't know, what's another horror movie? Fucking
let's
Truth
go
or
to
Dare.
True.
So people who watch those all the time and then see Smile, they're like, oh, wow, now, this is something.
Sure. Or we can do the classic, bring in Ari Aster, Midsommar, Hereditary. Like, how many people, if I think of...
I should hope.
Probably haven't seen those,
That makes me
would
sad.
see Smile. If they're like, let's watch a scary movie, they would skip it. You know what I mean?
That makes me sad.
Or watch the first 20 minutes and be like, this is
Just like,
weird.
this is
weird.
This is, and then just... Or I don't feel good about this. Change it.
Weird.
Yeah, you shouldn't. There's nothing that feels good about Hereditary.
It's not a good...
Nothing at all. It's funny, when we talked about Hereditary, I remember...
We're just talking about Hereditary now.
I know.
So I'm bringing it in, but if we're talking about...
Hereditary Hour.
When we talked about Hereditary, I remember, it being the movie that scared me the most for a long time. Like, I hadn't been scared from a horror movie since I was a kid, and I watched that movie and it fucking scared me. And I was like, that's really weird, because I remember watching the whole movie thinking that there's nothing scary about the movie.
Yeah.
Until later on when I came out, and I was like, fuck, I'm a little fucked up.
If we could continue our analysis of Maddie's father.
God.
He also said, I liked it. It was really weird, but I liked it. So that's the other one I want to unpack.
It's a very weird movie.
Why does a non-cinemaphile call something like this a weird movie?
Right.
Right?
Because it doesn't follow
when we've seen like David Lynch, right? There's much weirder movies.
Holy Mountain.
This is not...
Oh, Jesus.
This is not... It's a pretty straightforward movie.
This is like an on the beats movie.
The dialogue
I think,
is literally direct.
I think when you think like when you watch this movie and the main catching, I guess, like a synopsis or plot point you could take away would be like, this guy, it's a movie about this guy who is threatening to cut his fingers off if this other guy won't stop talking to him.
Right.
And that's like what the whole movie is about. That.
Exactly.
And that sounds kind of weird, but it's not that.
It's not a movie about that though.
Yeah.
And exactly.
It's
that's
about
the point.
two characters.
It's not about that.
Totally.
Yeah, it's about two characters who refuse to be nice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about being nice.
Two friends who separate.
There's a Dr. Seuss story about, I forget what it's called.
Yeah, I know what you're
the
talking
two guys
about.
that walk towards each other.
It's the Zacks.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
The Zacks.
South going Zack and North going Zack.
They meet each other. One's going north, one's going south. And neither of them are willing to budge to go around the other one.
To go east or west.
And so they stand there forever.
Yeah.
And a whole city gets built around them, and they still stand there to this day.
God, genius.
That's what this movie is.
Love that. I love that. That's
Maybe
so
someone might say too, this is a weird movie because it doesn't have a resolution. The resolution is another.
A lot of people have a hard time without.
That's interesting.
A strong ending.
It's
inclusive.
a pretty dark ending too.
It is pretty dark.
It's like we're not done. The island took a life,
and it also wasn't that one of them died.
Yeah.
So that lack of resolution or any kind of ending
Yeah.
That's what's weird, maybe.
Might make it
and
weird.
it leaves
yeah.
no hope. It's like you can only see it getting worse.
Right.
It's kinda like, what's the point of this movie? All right, well, okay, pause there. Think about it. Like, that's the question. What is the point?
Can we talk about Dominic a little bit?
Yeah, let's do it.
No.
Dude, I love Dominic.
He got better over
Dominic
the whole
is
movie.
a great character.
Did he?
He did get better.
Did he commit suicide?
That's what
I
I
think so.
Oh
Yeah.
wow! Everyone unanimous.
I think so. Yeah.
That was
I mean,
my first thought.
They I think they really set it up with the
There goes that dream line. God,
Yeah.
that hurt.
yeah.
Yeah.
That hurt my heart.
Yeah, that was a really a sad moment. I got
was.
a lot of empathy for him.
Yeah. Well,
I
I was like-
actually
But it was
felt
also
like
kind of cute.
it was
I
Yeah, that's
cute.
what I was
No,
going to
cute,
say.
yeah.
I also felt like she could have handled it a little.
I had the same
gentler.
reaction. I was
That's
like,
what I loved about
you
her
can
character,
explain
too.
some things,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a little bit.
Like she's like, no, not ever. No,
Like,
just
no.
no.
For
Just
no
no.
reason. Just no.
You know.
And he was pretty respectful about it, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what made him
He
so.
wasn't
He was
like an
respectful
incel.
the whole. Yeah.
Made him so sweet. So I guess you could say
Yeah, he's
innocent.
he
yeah.
He's
accepted
like
and
the
moved
innocent,
on.
lovable town idiot.
Oh, I guess
He
he
can't
I
handle
guess
it.
he accepted and then killed himself.
He's
Yeah.
kind of like the fool jester characters in Shakespeare.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, someone had said that he deserves like an award for just the lake scene alone.
That was a great
That was a pretty good
What scene?
performance.
The lake scene.
When
where
he's floating in the lake
yeah.
dead.
Yeah. Oh,
Such a good
yeah.
performance.
So good.
Oh man.
Wow.
I was convinced.
Yeah.
I was so
yeah.
convinced. You mean the other lake
When he's
scene.
talking to Saban.
Got, okay,
yeah.
got
Oh,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That was an incredible performance, that
Yeah.
scene. Yeah.
Yeah, he's amazing in this movie. It's kind of crazy how that actor, I forgot the dude's name.
He's in Killing of the Sacred Deer.
He's in a lot of things now. He was in Green Knight.
Yeah.
That's right.
Isn't he in some war movie too, like Dunkirk or
That's
something?
what I was going to say. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I think so.
He is in Dunkirk.
Yeah, he's in Dunkirk.
Fuck yeah,
Yeah.
I never get this right, but I did. There's my contribution.
Go,
I totally
Maddie.
deserve to be here.
I forgot about that. Who's this
I was
guy?
actually going to say,
Say
is
it.
this a foil? Should I use the F word here? Is their relationship between Dominic and Shaban kind of a foil between because there's an impasse too. There is
Explain.
unfortunately a resolution, but
I don't understand. What? Say again? What does it mean?
and it's like an opposite. Like they have a resolution. She says no and leaves, and he kills himself, which is very much like not the story of
Oh,
the other two.
interesting.
And I kind of wonder too, like a lot of the different. I love how the barmen were like witnesses, like you say.
They were the Greek chorus.
Yeah, there you go.
The bar was the Greek chorus. Yeah.
And I kind
For
of
what
think,
now?
I don't know, Siobhan, like the leading lady in yellow, the different one.
Yeah.
you know?
So she and Dominic do the opposite of the main characters. They actually
they have conflict.
they actually face conflict, have resolution.
Oh yeah.
Right? It's a tragic resolution.
Right.
But one goes away, the other one dies. They go to permanent endings.
Right.
While the other two stay in permanent, like, purgatory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, they're purgatory, she's heaven, Dominic's hell. And then the bar is the chorus off the side of the stage. It just gives commentary on
That's
everything.
interesting.
Yeah. It's sort of a Greek tragedy now.
Now that I think, yeah,
That's
totally
a Greek
is.
tragedy. Damn.
Secretly genius.
Secretly genius.
Secretly, yeah.
That's
One
like-
wanted show it one.
This is starting
Sorry,
to
I don't
sound
wanna
like
get
we're
that
high,
out.
and we're not even high now.
It does make me. I do want to do the question where I'm like, okay, what came first, the chicken or the egg, the dialogue or the story
The
or
egg.
the egg.
the egg.
But
That's
like,
the answer.
was this? Did they conceptualize the story of these two people on this island in Ireland, based off of the Civil War and their own thinkings about the Civil War in Ireland, and then made a story around it, or did they have this idea of these two dudes?
There's a bunch of
And
different
then-
ways.
What
I
was
think
the
it could have
inception?
been.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I
And
suppose
then
it could've
pulled
gone.
in other things to
Yeah, because
kinda-
I really attach myself to the human element of it.
Yeah.
But talking about like the symbolism and the big ideas that you guys are talking about, the Greek tragedy and stuff.
Yeah.
That's certainly in there.
I think they go hand in hand.
It's like
Yeah.
it reminds me. Oh man, I'm gonna go there again. It reminds me of Mother. because
Mother
in
Hour.
in Mother, it was completely something else of a biblical thematic craziness, and I identified with the human element as opposed
Yeah.
to what was actually on the screen.
Right. Right. So did they start with an allegory that they kind of maybe borrowed a Shakespearean play or something and then just took out characters and replaced them with different things? Or did they
Yeah.
start with the two guys in a conflict
See,
and then use
to me,
the
it's
Civil
very
War to
obvious.
represent it?
To me, it's about two men having a what we saw on the screen.
Oh, I think so too.
I
me-
think
to me,
theme
that's
is
what
way
it
bigger
was.
than the characters. in
I
this.
think that's definitely.
That's the way I see it.
I kind of
valid,
wonder
yeah.
if the theme came first, but they made the characters
Right.
They
Like,
used that.
That's how I would write.
Seeing this
Yeah.
through my writer's lens,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And if I were writing,
Yeah.
it would be
That's how I would do it too. Yeah.
Shakespeare, Greek,
Yeah.
mythology, all that kind of shit.
Yeah, make the characters out of a thing that you want to
Yeah.
talk about. Yeah,
And
yeah,
put them in Ireland.
yeah.
and-
Put them in Ireland.
And make the theme depression. And then see what comes of that.
Whenever I talk talk this way about a movie, there's always people who are like, "Oh yeah, you're reading too much into it. You're putting your own ideas into it. It's just this. It's just that." That has never proved true when you actually hear the filmmaker interviewed.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if you people will bring these things up in like film festivals and the Q&A, and they're like, "Ah, yes, and did you notice?" You know?
right.
Yeah.
You're reading too deep into it,
Shut the fuck up.
Yes,
That's how this
and
connection
did you
gets
notice?
made.
and this and that.
And this and that.
And
He
this
makes
and
a point.
that.
He makes a good point.
Touche. That's French.
To what?
Touche. It's
Shay?
French. It's from the France.
From the France.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really connected with the character aspect a
Yeah.
lot,
Yeah.
like you, D. I really latched on to the idea of a friendship, like decaying
Really?
and
Yeah,
being
for real.
over and almost in like a schoolyard kind of way.
Definitely.
Like a-
frustrating.
Yeah,
Are we
like-
12?
It was
Yeah,
very
literally like at
frustrating.
12, you're like, I don't want to be friends with you anymore.
Because I don't like you.
Don't
Because I
sit
don't
with
like
me.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Liked
Yeah.
you yesterday, not
Yeah.
anymore.
What a
Something
simple.
about it's so simple.
Yeah.
But like I
So
don't know, something
human.
about that really strikes a chord with me.
Absolutely.
God.
To make something as complex as a friendship, a years long friendship, into something just be like, actually, never mind.
Yeah.
Right? Just to chop it right off, and you're just like, that doesn't work. That's not.
But see,
can't-
It's not
Yeah,
how
it's
humans work.
Weird. But you like there's nothing illegal about doing
Right,
that.
right.
And if you don't want to be someone's friend, then you shouldn't
have to be right.
But it's just a weird context.
That this is a weird movie, guys.
This is
a
weird.
my God,
I've never
Scott
seen a
was
weird
right.
movie.
Way to go, Dad. I think this is going to be a movie that I'm going to keep thinking about and keep having kind of little realizations.
Man,
Me too, yeah.
Which I like. I like that.
Such a cool insight there, because I haven't stopped thinking about this movie since I watched it the first time. And you know what movie I have forgotten about completely was The Menu on HBO.
I don't even know
Yes.
what you're talking about.
The Menu. Oh no. Okay. Well, I'm not going to talk about that.
well, we
you
could
read
talk
the
about-
menu?
Smile.
Oh, Smile.
Yeah,
Smile's
well,
another
Smile
one.
should be forgettable. But let's talk about the Alex Garland movie, Men.
Oh,
that I completely
right?
forgot about until
So
now.
Yeah.
Men is an artsy, weird movie.
Yes,
That's about as
perfect.
artsy
Right.
and weird as you can get.
Yes.
But I remember it came up again like 3 weeks later, and I literally had forgot we had seen that movie.
Yeah, you know
It,
what?
like, came
Yep.
crashing
Men-
back like,
Me
too.
what?
That
Yep.
movie is generic artsy weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point.
100%.
It's like now looking back at it after watching this, I completely understand where you guys were going with the. Like, it feels like a short film where someone was like, "Oh, let's make these neat shots from the fuck was it that you said downloaded royalty free?"
Oh my God.
Yeah, stock
Well,
footage.
that
Stock
actually
footage, yeah.
reminds me. You were saying that the song in this, or the score or whatever,
Yeah.
it sounded a little bit stocky to me.
It did a little
The
bit.
It almost sounded
glockenspiel,
familiar.
the harp.
to a
Well,
point.
it was
Well, it
very
did-
familiar by the end.
That's true.
I'd heard
It's
it
very
for
true.
2 hours.
It didn't go hard though, and I like that it
Yeah.
didn't.
It
go,
was a
this
very,
is definitely a sad story.
a very
Kind of like the
light
shitty
theme.
Batman that was just like the
Exactly.
two notes over and over
Like
and
Colin
over
Farrell
again.
in that other movie. Yeah. Guys, remember Batman?
With,
The Batman?
with Edward.
Batman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so.
You remember?
Kind of remember it.
Yes,
That's what I mean.
I actually don't remember. I was drunk. I was really drunk when we covered that one.
And
It
I
was
spilled
fun.
my beer.
It was
I
fun.
did. I spilled my beer. It was a sad day.
It is sad.
I remember
Oh.
spilling my beer.
That's sad.
That's what sticks in my mind.
Still think about it.
Just think about it all the
The
time.
Batman. Oh
Actually,
yeah, that's the one where I spilled
I
my beer.
remember our Talkies episode more than I remember the movie.
Really?
Okay, so
Yeah.
ones that I remember also, Gemini Man and Winchester.
Uh-huh.
Two
Need to
movies
watch
that
both
we
of
watched.
these.
Man, you should have watched Gemini Man in the theaters. That was you would have hated it.
I'm
Absolutely.
It's a bad movie.
It's a bad movie.
But it's a very cool gimmick.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll watch it. I like that.
Action scenes in 60 frames per second is cool.
That is still has not been done at like freaking Avatar: The Way of Water, because we're gonna talk about that sometime. There's parts in there where they go high frame rate, and they didn't do it like Gemini Man. Gemini Man's better.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Damn.
I know what you're talking about too. I did not.
Suck on that, James Cameron.
I didn't
Shots
see
fired.
Avatar in high frame rate, the new one.
It's intermittent.
No, I know,
But
but
was
I saw
locked at
the
24?
whole thing in 24 frames.
Oof.
Yeah,
I wonder if I did too. Shit, I don't know.
but I heard about it being intermittent, and that sounded like a horrible idea to be jumping from 24 FPS.
when you
Without
see-
there being
40.
some kind of thematic reason.
When you
like,
see
are you going
the,
between worlds?
The example is
Wouldn't it be
different.
jolting?
Yeah.
What's that?
Wouldn't it just be kind of jolting?
Exactly, wouldn't it be
Yeah.
like,
It's
oh,
not-
fuck, my eyes.
So if I can remember, if what I saw was high frame rate, it didn't seem like it did it so much.
It was 48 frames, not 60.
It would go between 48 and 24. Yeah.
But
What I
then
read was
Weird.
the action scenes tended to be in 48, and then when it was like the intimate drama stuff, they'd
It
go
ramped
back to
back down.
24.
Which
Yeah.
Soften
movie?
it.
Avatar: The Way
Avatar.
of Water.
Okay. Gemini Man stayed in one frame rate the entire
The
film.
whole
Yeah,
movie was
and it was
60
incredible for
FPS.
that. Yeah.
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 Why are we talking about this?
Because I was
Thinking
talking about when we made
I don't
Gemini
know.
Man, the Talkies episode for Gemini Man.
Oh, that's
and,
it. Right.
And the Talkies
I'm
episode for
reattaching it
Winchester.
now.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember our talk a hell of a lot more
Yeah.
than the movie. In fact, just the one thing that we did with Gemini Man, it's not in our list because I deleted the goddamn episode on purpose. Maybe I did it on purpose.
Whoa.
But that little
Mysterious.
That's a dark
incident,
I don't
tragedy.
appreciate
That's a
putting
tragic
your,
comedy.
Your
but that
Buddhist
little
thing on us.
incident was a lot more memorable than the entire movie.
Yeah.
Woof.
I remember
Well, yeah, the movie wasn't good.
my favorite part of the Batman episode was making fun of Jeffrey Wright's character.
'Cause he's
Commissioner
fucking
Gordon.
baffled.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Dude, the
God.
most
Jesus
clueless detective.
Christ. Is that a bomb?
Jesus.
Is that a card?
The detective doesn't know
Is that a
shit.
riddle? Is that Batman?
He's confused. Someone get him
Who
home.
am I?
Is this a plot
We
point?
gotta take it home, man.
I have nothing else to say about this movie. I think I need
I
like
can
another.
think of things we could maybe say about other things that are not related to this movie.
Really?
That's cool, man.
Really?
Well, that could keep us going quite a while.
Ooh, I do have a question about this movie.
Okay,
Yeah.
go.
Do you or do you not think it would be better with alcohol to watch this movie?
No comment.
No comment.
D has no
Yes,
comment.
not applicable to D.
I think if I watched this movie drinking whiskey specifically, I would walk away feeling like the most depressed person in the entire
Irish
life.
whiskey.
Irish whiskey.
Irish
yeah.
whiskey.
Mm.
Irish whiskey.
Well, my opinion is probably not very helpful, but in full honesty, I find alcohol makes everything more
A
enjoyable.
little better.
I think it would have detracted from the experience actually for me because I wouldn't. My mind would have drifted a little bit more. And
It's
I
a
felt
focus
like,
film.
Yeah, I felt like
Yeah.
I
No,
benefited
you're probably right.
a lot from. If honestly, for as much drinking is in the movie, it
Yeah.
feels like a very sober movie.
Totally.
I was
Yeah.
thinking that too.
Which is
It
also
does feel
very
like a sober
Irish.
movie, Yeah.
We've seen plenty of movies that are great to get drunk to, though.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Notably,
Dude.
Spy Kids 3D came over.
Yeah, Spy
Hell
Kids
yeah.
3D and
That was so fun.
freaking what was the artsy movie you just talked about?
Men?
Super artsy
Men?
movie.
Holy Mountain.
Holy Mountain.
Oh,
Yes.
Holy
That
Mountain.
was-
Yeah, there you
That
go.
one
was
would be a good
next
one to come up
level.
with a drinking game
I
to.
actually,
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
that was
yeah.
so
Every
fun.
time
Yeah.
you see a dick.
You should get fucked
Every,
up.
every
on that
time you
one.
see poop
You might have. You might have.
How about an
alcohol
animal?
poisoning.
or a bird, yeah.
A new animal.
Yeah.
You'll be 30 shots deep and
Yeah.
on a stretcher,
Puking. Yeah, that would not go well at all. That sounds
going
terrible.
to the hospital.
But then, as you're laying there puking,
Yes.
full circle,
circle.
like you're in the movie.
It's like you
You
are
become
Jesus.
a character.
Yeah.
Become
Perfect.
Jesus Christ.
That's what he wanted.
That's what he wants.
That was the intention of the film.
No, back to your original question.
Yes.
I think
It's important.
we took some hits on the bong before the
Yes.
screening. I still had weed in my system when we started the movie.
Yes.
And the slow pace of the movie was making me regret having weed in my
That
system.
makes fit. That makes total sense.
was
It
like,
did.
Come on.
Come on, let's go.
Oh, God.
This has been 30 minutes.
It wore off about halfway through, and I
Yep.
was cool. But yeah, so
That's
I'd
funny.
say no. Don't get intoxicated
Be sober.
for the Banshees of shift.
Of Ministereth. I'm telling you.
Yeah. We should watch something.
Right now?
Yeah, let's do another one.
Load it up.
Hell yeah. Get the bong.
What did they
feature-
shoot this on?
We should do
That's
that
what I
sometime.
want to know.
Yeah, I
they
was
shoot
going to
this on?
ask you
I
because
think
you're
double
usually
feature.
the camera whisperer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, I couldn't
Yeah.
do it.
I actually earlier today saw an Instagram post
Oh yeah,
by Ari.
That's what I was about to say.
Ari posted
I
because
didn't do this.
well, they posted all the movies nominated for best cinematography that used Ari cameras.
That's cool.
And it was most of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this was one of them.
So shot on Alexa. Pizza. Pizza.
Pizza.
Pizza.
Pizza.
Pizza. Pizza.
Pizza.
Pizza, my heart.
Ari Alexa Mini LF.
Mini.
Yep. Mini large format.
Wow.
Large format.
Assuming that's what LF means.
Mini camera, large format.
Huh.
Big sensor, tiny camera.
An Alexa Mini.
Oh, dude, he
sense.
shot 3 billboards. Did you guys see that?
Did he really?
Yeah.
That was a good
wanted to
movie,
see
too.
That looked gorgeous.
Hell of a movie.
Yeah.
Not artsy, though.
Not.
I wouldn't call it
super
artsy. I'd be surprised if someone did, but good.
He also shot Captain Marvel.
Huh.
Very not artsy.
Captain
Very
Marvel's
not
like the
artsy.
opposite of artsy.
Yep.
But Brie
That's a
Larson
printed
is
movie
hot.
right
He
there.
was high on that one. He's like,
Probably
I'm not
was
even
just to
trying.
get through it.
I was thinking
He's
about
like,
Marvel movies and about how their cinematography is so generic.
Not
That
only
could be
generic,
AI.
but outright ugly.
Just plain
Frankly,
medium.
ugly.
I feel like there's
Yeah.
not people. I feel
Yeah.
like they have their huge green room.
Yep.
Yeah.
They just put cameras all over the place.
Yeah.
And
Switch
let
to
them
that
run.
one. No, that one.
Yeah.
They shoot it like a giant
A
glorified
garage.
sitcom.
Yeah, totally.
God.
That's what it
I don't
is.
know.
Just
Yeah.
coverage, just full coverage of everything.
You know, actually, Eternals did look different.
Okay.
That's it.
I will
That's all.
never find out.
Oh, and what's
Me
his name's
too.
in there? The Dominic guy. He's in Eternals.
Oh my
Man,
god.
he's everywhere.
Okay.
Pizza.
Pizza time.
Good God.
So
That
I
was
got
a cool
Kenny.
song.
You had a question for us.
Oh, yeah. Okay. If the movie was a pizza, what kind of pizza would it be?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. He's
That's
getting
crazy.
very confident.
Whoa. Full
Why'd your voice get
character
lower?
change.
If this movie was a fucking pizza,
Yo.
what kind of fucking pizza would it be?
Fuck yeah.
I want answers.
Maddie, what kind of pizza is it?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh lord. Well, I want to say like it's a Irish pizza, so it's obviously green,
Love it.
and
It's green.
the
Some corned beef
pizza,
hash on there.
the dough is like made with like sheep's milk or some shit. You
Lovely.
know, like
That
it's all
sounds
Irish.
really good. Wouldn't that be the
And-
cheese though, not the dough?
Yep.
Okay.
That one. Yep. The dough is Irish dough somehow, wheat and shit, and but it's cut in half.
Okay.
It's the same pizza, but for whatever fucking reason, they cut it in half and deliver it separately,
Oh.
to the table.
Shit. And the two shall never.
and the two
come
shall never
together.
come together.
Oh my God.
Well,
That's beautiful.
well, thank you.
What a symbolic pizza.
Also, there's
Yeah.
fingers on it.
Also,
Ooh.
Oh, you beat me to the fingers.
Little fingies.
Fuck that. Okay, I
Little
got it.
fingies.
You know
Okay.
what? I got it.
do
You
it.
got it.
Okay.
Do it.
So, we got a basic pizza crust. Because this is a by the numbers movie, as we said, by many
Basic.
technically, right?
Technically basic.
So we have a technically normal crust.
Okay.
Okay.
Artsy by the numbers.
The sauce is Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
It's just Irish whiskey.
That sounds gross.
Just poured right on
Just
top.
straight
Oh.
up whiskey.
Irish whiskey.
Sorry.
Irish
God.
whiskey.
Straight up Irish whiskey.
Yeah, it's Irish whiskey.
That's pretty Irish pizza.
It is very salty because it is drenched with human tears.
Oh. Wow.
That must have taken a really long time to acquire the amount of
Slow and
tears
steady
you need.
stream.
It is, and then as a topping, finger potatoes.
There you go. Okay.
Okay.
Potatoes, Irish.
Potatoes, good.
Okay.
Fingers.
Yeah. I see what you're putting down.
All right, wait. And as a garnish, a dead donkey.
A dead donkey.
On it.
Yeah, no, at the side.
On the
next
side.
to it.
On the side.
Yeah.
No, dude, don't be.
It's a
Garnish.
huge platter.
Very
Wow.
pretty.
Pizza here, dead donkey.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you
That's
kind of
it.
want that scent.
Oh, and
as
it's
you're
served
eating.
to you by an old woman in a black cloak.
Oh, good.
That's
That's
it.
cool.
Wow.
That's great. That's great.
I
Haunting.
wouldn't order that.
Your eyes would just start watering as soon as you got close to it, you know?
If this
Ew.
movie was literally a pizza, that's what it would be, I suppose. Yeah.
Isn't that the question?
Well, I don't think that's what the question was.
Oh, is it supposed to be symbolic?
I think we're supposed to rate the movie. I
Oh,
thought.
shit. Okay.
I thought
it's
that's
a
what this
good
was about.
pepperoni pizza.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
Not
a lot
as
more
funny,
boring.
is it?
Not as
And that's for a funny one. That's for an accurate one. I was trying to be accurate.
Oh, you're a banshee.
There you go.
Yeah.
Gote.
I
Wow,
turned
was
my
that it?
pizza into a sound effect.
Okay, here, I'll do mine. This pizza is perfect pizza. It's great pizza. 10 on 10 pizza. But it's seasoned with a lot of MSG.
Oh.
Some monosodium glutamate in there. Enough to where when you're eating it, you're just like, this is good. And you keep eating it and keep eating it and keep eating it until you finish it and you're like, I'm still like hungry. And there was no resolution.
What's
Oh.
MSG?
Monosodium glutamate.
It keeps
son.
you hungry.
Oh. Oh.
And it's a
It's-
preservative. And
Delicious.
it causes heart attacks.
Oh,
It does, though.
perfect.
It raises
doesn't.
your...
He's spitting non-facts.
Huh. Okay.
Those
Oh,
are
is that so?
yes, correct. Those are false.
Oh, yeah?
Those are false.
Prove it.
It's a disappointing pizza.
No,
experience.
don't prove it, please. I don't care. Whatever. I don't need the MSG industry coming after me.
That's right.
I
You don't want us after you. I'm part of that too.
I tip my hat.
Son of a bitch. You're part of the MSG
I
industry?
am.
Fuck.
Son of a
MSG.
fuck.
He also represents high fructose corn syrup.
Are you serious?
Absolutely.
It's just a
Son of a
vegetable, guys.
bitch.
It's just a vegetable.
I got the red dye.
Tay,
Fuck you.
I
Dude,
know.
get out of here.
I'm sorry.
That is not okay.
Crisco.
Tay, give us your pizza.
All right, I know what this is.
What is
Oh.
this?
The crust is made and baked. It's like a flatbread.
Mm.
And it was made. But here's the thing with this pizza: it's a rustic pizza.
Mm-hmm.
It's not your traditional pizza. So it's gonna be sliced tomatoes on cold on flatbread
Oh,
That sounds good.
and like goat cheese.
maybe a little balsamic
Yeah, cold and
glaze
some
on
kind
there.
of oil,
Okay.
like maybe olive oil on it.
Oh, this is
Okay.
like
And
maybe
some-
like some arugula on top.
Yeah,
or something.
some arugula
Wait a second.
Sounds
and
refreshing.
and like
Just keep saying
some
ingredients.
something green on there.
Some
Some
oregano?
Arugula
oregano.
is green.
Okay, cool. Some arugula.
You don't know what arugula is, do you?
What's fucking arugula, dude?
Arugula is a
Some
drug.
kind of lettuce or
No,
something.
it's
Arugula
like
is a strong, potent mushroom.
Wait, are you trying
With
to
psychedelic.
It's a
are you
lettuce.
trying to get me to put drugs on my pizza rating?
Arugula is like a green leaf salad.
it's kind of like spinach, but has a stronger
Alright.
taste.
Fuck the arugula. I'm thinking that arugula is coming off
Oh, jeez.
of the pizza.
Oh,
okay.
I thought
First
it was
time
a
in
good
pizza
idea,
history.
honestly.
No,
It sounded
it's coming
nice to me.
off.
First time Talkies
Wow.
history,
Wow.
we're taking stuff off.
Oh my god.
And no, actually, fuck the greens. There are no greens on it anymore.
Oh my god, this is not Irish.
Fuck the greens.
Fuck the greens.
Fuck the greens. You heard it here
Hey,
first.
yeah. And now we're racist.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
All my homies hate the greens.
All my homies.
Shit.
That's what it is. It's very fresh. Oh, I know. To finish it off, sea salt.
Sea salt.
Perfect.
Oh, very nice.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
Not a pizza I would order,
Really?
Smoky
No.
sea salt.
but
so you
delicious.
wouldn't order this movie?
No, I wouldn't. I love the movie, but I feel like I condensed the vibe of the movie down to a pizza. Accurately.
And it just happens to be something you wouldn't eat.
Correct. Even though the movie I would watch and love.
So you identify the pizza as a work of art.
Yes.
As something that's high quality.
Yes, it's of high quality.
You just won't
I wouldn't
eat it.
Yeah, because I'm a picky eater.
Yeah.
But I will watch anything.
What you just said was delicious, though. So I'd eat it.
Sweet.
I'd eat it
Excellent,
too.
yeah.
You'd watch them make it.
That
Yes.
sounds like something too that like would cost like $20 in LA.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
a flatbread
right.
and tomatoes, and
For
it's
a
like
slice.
yes,
For a slice.
yeah,
And I envision it being made like in
yeah. Oh, totally, yeah.
the village.
Open
Yeah.
roasted outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Garnished with a dead donkey.
Yes.
Always. Obviously.
And a finger on the side.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Human blood.
What you can do is you can take if you so choose, you can take the finger and if you kind of like squeeze on it, you can squeeze out the blood and all that
juicy.
over the pizza.
Yeah,
Like a hot
drizzly.
sauce.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Little
good.
tapatio.
It's yeah.
Tomatillo.
Add some seasoning, some spice.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice. Cholula.
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 Oh, God. Jesus.
Red
Dude, I
hot.
forgot to mention, I freaking loved the image of after he had cut off all his fingers, he's still
Oh.
sitting with the band.
Yeah.
And he's just swinging his violin in the
Jeez,
air.
and his hand's
and
bleeding.
There's blood on the violin.
I was thinking that.
It's
Why
the
was
most-
there blood like all over the
It's
table
the
and
most
shit?
Yeah.
psycho-looking thing
Yeah.
ever,
And no one-
everyone is just like
They're totally fine.
another normal day
Yep.
at the pub.
Yep.
It's
That
like,
was-
oh well, he decided to cut his fingers
Yeah,
off.
he went for it. Wow.
Oh, well, there it is. Yeah.
He's
Anyway.
just shaking
Anyway.
his violin like he's still in the band. That was crazy.
He
Yeah.
did that and then left his wound like open
Yeah.
for like that the rest of the day.
It's definitely infected.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna lose that hand.
He should have stayed in the house because the way he's gonna die is gonna hurt way worse. He's gonna
Probably.
have like gangrene.
Gangrene all over.
Oof.
I
Just-
saw those shears. They were
Rusty
probably
shears.
yeah,
Ooh,
not
I
sanitized.
did. That's probably the last thing that's fun about this movie that I'm like, I remember that moment when the dog took the shears away.
Yeah.
I do think this movie was really good at like predicting what the audience was thinking and just leading them along, because that's what my first thought was like, oh god, he's gonna cut his finger off. The dog thought the same thing, and visually there was no dialogue, but that happened and we all kind of chuckled because
Oh.
it's like, oh, the dog loves him, but then he still fucking does it.
That's
Oh,
called
yeah.
good filmmaking.
I also like that
It is.
people were awful and all the animals were great.
All the animals were great.
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
And that no one like went out of their way to harm an animal.
Yeah.
And the guy's
Uh-huh.
like, I'm gonna burn down your house. You better put your dog out. I got nothing against him.
He buries the donkey. Yeah.
Man, a little good bit of directing there when he went over to grab the shears and the dog, they got the dog, they cut the shot just as the dog looked up, so it looked as if the dog was nervous. And then when he started petting him, then the dog was panting heavily. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
It's the little things.
Thought that
I
was
didn't
like
know.
genius.
The dog was totally used as like a storytelling device.
Absolutely, yeah, like a filmmaker would do.
Yeah,
Pretty
and,
crazy.
And when they had just decided on the beach in the final scene that their feud's going to go on for eternity, his last words are, "Thanks for taking care of my dog anyway."
Yeah. Yeah.
Good stuff.
That's good.
Yeah.
Hey, this has been the Talkies from Karman Line Studios for filmmakers talking about movies. Kenny, D, Maddie, and Taylor. Thank you for listening. You can listen to us on all the different podcast platforms out there. And bye.
Damn, I'm really motivated to go check us out.